Hi everybody, I'm going live today and we're gonna have Miss Kiki Tyler on here. And I just need to invite her so we get her on here. Really cool, and I'm super excited. Oh, there she is. Maybe. There she is.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I'm super excited for this because, like I said, I've been trying to, I've been interested in learning about this for a while. I just never ran into anybody that I could ask all my questions about it.
Oh, it's fabulous. I
So,
love it. Yay.
let's start by having you introduce yourself, and like just tell everybody a little bit about what it is that
I do? Yes. So, hello,
a
welcome.
little bit.
I am Kiki Tyler, a Reiki master teacher, a sound weaver, and I also blend those skills with strategy and am a spiritual marketer. So, I use the energy and sound to channel messages for myself and my clients when creating content and messaging to attract soul aligned clients.
I love that because my background in copywriting, that's what I've always like to work with somebody that like understood the impact of like what we do, and most people, they're very strategic and they leave out that that soul line like you're talking about. So I love that you did that. Do you want to tell us a little bit about sound healing since that's what we'll be talking about today?
Yes. Absolutely. So sound healing is a combination of specific instruments, tones, and frequencies that are used in a very intentional way with purpose to create a relaxing atmosphere, like a very therapeutic atmosphere. So folks can turn off the brain, kind of drop into their body. It promotes deep relaxation, which most of us are not experiencing,
No.
and helps regulate the nervous system. It reduces stress, and it can also release a lot of muscle tension and emotions that are trapped in your body that you didn't even know you had. And I also like using it oh, sorry.
Sorry, that's just like super cool to me as like a massage therapist and emotional wellness coach. Like that's super cool that just by hearing sound, like I know we've always like listened to music and that kind of helps you release tension and stuff, but like when it's actually targeted at that, I think that's super cool that you're able to manipulate it in a way that it serves people.
Yes, and it is specific instruments. So it wouldn't be like a traditional piano or flute or saxophone, right? These are earth made or handmade instruments like Native American flute, crystal singing bowls, the metal Tibetan bowls, wind chimes, gongs, things that are made of earth elements and made by hand with a specific frequency to help that part of your body do what it needs to. So working with a certified sound healer or a practitioner who has that experience, who's very intuitive, I'm sure you come across this with your line of work as well.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. So that's super, super cool. Because I've heard of, music therapy and, that's where they use like your typical instruments, like, pianos and guitars and drums and stuff. But when it's other things where it's able to tap into that spiritual side, like I've noticed, between, yoga music that you're listening to where it touches you at like a different level and helps you to, you know, release that tension. It's cool to see the difference between like my normal music that I listen on an everyday basis or that music. So when you're saying about like the flutes and stuff, I didn't even think of those as sound healing, but they absolutely are.
yes, and I'm not knocking music. I
Oh,
love music. I played piano for 12 years, taught myself how to play flute, and music is therapy in of itself. Like it's mood music, right?
yeah,
If we're in a funk, we can listen to music, it'll bring us out of it. So going back to basic drum, like I've been working with a drum and a gong, and think about it, we come into the world and we're surrounded by fluid, and the music and the sounds that we've known has been our mother's heartbeat. And
yeah.
that is our central.
So much stuff about babies thinking that that's why skin to skin is so important, that you're not only like improving their microbiome by exposing them to the like skin microbiome, but you're also like the heartbeat is
Yes,
what tunes them to you, so that's why kids are so sensitive to their parents, because of that kind of stuff. So that's really neat.
it's super fascinating.
Yeah.
And then you get into the different frequencies for the different chakras and then the different notes, and it's a super fun rabbit hole. I I've got my eye on a rain stick because I love the sound of rain and water. And there's an ocean drum I've been looking at that I think is going to be next on my list. And then a hand pan. I got an instrument wish list, you know?
Yes, absolutely. It's just growing.
It's just growing. It started out with the tuning forks.
When I first learned about like rain sticks, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I think we like made them from like beads and just like a paper towel cardboard thing that you just stick them in and put the things on the other side, and it's just like, it's so relaxing and but fun all at the same time.
Absolutely. And the playing with the beads, like my niece would love that. She's 7. Arts and crafts is like her favorite thing.
Yeah, actually, like thinking about it, I should do that. I have a whole bunch of those paper towel rolls just saved for if I ever come across those things. And I was like,
yeah.
And
it's super simple. Like I think it's like toothpicks or like popsicle sticks that you crisscross, so it takes longer for it to hit the bottom.
Oh, we didn't do that. That sounds extra fun. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's there's an account on Instagram I follow, Rain Stick Dreams, I believe, and they've actually patented their design, and they have this beautiful one, and it has a stand, and it runs for 20 minutes. But he's like, I'm sure there's science and math behind it, and I'm like, you're brilliant.
Love it.
I just want it to show up and do what it needs to do.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, kids love music. I took my bowls over to show my parents, and you know, we hear the term sound bath all the time, and I take for granted that other people know what it means. And my mom kind of looked at me and she's like, I don't want to get in the bathtub. And I was just like, oh, Mom, there's no water. There's no water. I'm going to bathe you in sound. No bathtub, no bathing suit needed. Like but she's like the 5th or 6th person in like a past month that said that. I'm like, oh, so that's why I've been using like sound healing.
Bathing, and people are like, I have to get naked in the forest. And you're like, no, that's not it at all.
I mean, if you want to, that's your prerogative, but no, you don't have to.
Do what makes you happy, but no, that's not required.
Yeah. And then, so she pushed me out of the way and she's like, okay, I got it from here. And she starts playing my bowl.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Inspiring.
Like, I want these for my birthday. And we're like, okay, we'll start small. We'll find you a little bowl to practice.
A baby bowl.
A baby bowl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you get into sound healing to begin with? Like, what brought you on this journey to get into it?
A great question. And prior to 2020, I had no idea what sound healing was.
Okay.
And my best friend was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and got to spend a lot of time with her. And she is one of my spirit guides, and she transitioned. And I hadn't processed grief. We weren't able to gather to hold a funeral or anything like that. And at the first chance that things started to open up for outdoor activities, I was invited to a women's retreat. And I was like, I need to do something, right? I need to get out of the house. But we're still like outdoors, so we're separated. It felt safe. It was more of a wellness retreat. We were doing sunrise yoga, and I knew a few of the ladies there, but there were women I didn't know who were Reiki masters and sound practitioners. So we finished sunrise yoga. We're all in Savasana. They're playing beautiful music, and women are going around offering Reiki. And I just felt this huge shift in my body, and like the tears just were flowing and flowing. And like, it wasn't a sob or an ugly cry. It was just time for me to release it all. Yeah. To the point where the Reiki masters that were sharing, they were crying because they were feeling my waves of emotion.
Yeah.
And afterward, I was like, what just happened? What is Reiki? What's going on?
Yeah.
And the one offered, she was doing 15-minute chakra alignments, and she had her tuning forks. And I was like, that's fascinating. Sure, I'm game. Let's see. And so she did a body scan. I know, I was like, give it all to me. And I had a pounding headache and low back pain. We were probably sitting around on the couch watching TV because we weren't doing anything else.
Right.
And so she does a scan. She picks out 3 forks. She waves them on. I'm like almost falling asleep. Mind you, it's 15 minutes, right? It's not a long time for you to get into like yeah.
Yeah, because like with massage, that's 15 minutes. That's when people finally start to like just begin to be like, okay, I'm willing to like relax now. And that's just like beginning to relax. Right. People can go a whole hour session and like not relax at all. So That's really cool.
I know normally I sign up for the 90 minutes because it takes me that long, you know? Um, so she finishes, my headache's gone, my back and hip pain gone, like gone, gone, not even
Wow.
like reduced. And I was like, what is this magic and sorcery that you just did?
That's
um,
cool.
so any chance I got throughout the next couple of days, I was just like picking their brain, and that's where my journey began, and it has evolved, and I followed it down numerous rabbit holes, and it's been so fun.
That's really cool. Cool. That's a really cool way to like get into all of it. And what like draws you to the sound healing? Like what makes you enjoy the sound healing? Like what's your favorite part about it, I guess?
So I have anxiety and
Same.
a lot of stuff. I was diagnosed early on in college with general anxiety disorder, which is, when they can't figure out something, they're just like, here's a label.
Yeah.
But definitely knew I had it in crowds. Like I'm an extroverted introvert, and like I like my people, but like big crowds are like, I need to go hide in my cave and recharge. So it has helped me regulate my nervous system, reduce stress. It calms me, but it also brings me joy. I play every morning, and like that's how I start my day. That's part of my morning routine.
That sounds magical.
And my cats come in, and they like try to
Oh,
get squeezed in between the bowls and like absorb the vibrations, and they love it.
cool. Yeah, I noticed that like when I pull out my essential oils, like my dog will come over and she'll like start sniffing around. And the one day my knees were bothering me, so I put on helichrysum, and she has her one knee bothers her. And she came over and she actually like started licking my leg where I had put it on, and I was like, oh no, don't do that. Like let me make sure that's safe. And I looked it up, and that's actually one of the ones that's really supportive for animals. So I was like, that's kind of cool that like intuitively animals do know, what's not. And it's cool that like your cats will come in.
Yes. And they love the gong. That's the newest addition to the family. And one cat likes the drum, and the other one runs out of the room.
Oh,
He's just like, ears go back, tail goes out, and he's like under the bed. I'm like, sorry, buddy, mommy likes her drum. But then I'll play the other instruments, and he'll come back as soon as the drum's put away.
that's awesome. That's really interesting. I wonder what it is that he likes about certain ones and not other ones.
Right, and like his brother's different.
Yeah,
So it's just fascinating.
it really is. So I guess my next question, which that kind of like leads into it, who needs sound healing?
Every human being, all the animals.
Oh,
I felt like, is it Snow White or Sleeping Beauty? I sat up on my deck and I was playing, and there were birds that just started to line the ledge of the deck, and there were squirrels that were coming up like within 5 feet of me easily. And I was like, I don't want to move, but I want my camera. Like,
right.
how am I not recording this? This is awesome. And they were just hanging out. Like they weren't watching me. They were just relaxed and all zen. And it's like, this works with
That's so
all living things.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so cool. So like when do you recommend people would do sound healing? Like is there a best time of the day when you would want to do it? Like is it best in the morning to like stimulate you for the day so that you're like ready, or is that nighttime so that you can sleep better, or is it just kind of up to you, like whenever it's best?
I'm gonna say both. So I use it in the morning, not necessarily for stimulation, but to ground myself for the day. Like I don't know if you do this, but I start to make a list of everything I have to do in the day.
Yep.
And then I'm stressed before I even sit up and get out of bed.
Yeah.
So I sit and I'll play a bowl, sometimes multiple bowls, and then this kind of settles me back down. And then my creativity is unlocked, and I'm more focused, and I feel like I get more done in a shorter amount of time because I'm not focused on the stress, worry, and emotion.
Right. Okay.
And then I love it at night for the same reason, right? Calm the monkey brain. So have you ever been exhausted and you crawl into bed and you're like, all I want to do is sleep. Like I just want a nice deep sleep. And then you end up staring at the ceiling until 2 in the morning. Like, what is wrong? So playing a bowl or an instrument before bed helps realign your brain waves and sets them into that delta state, which is that deep relaxation. So it's almost forcing.
Those on like YouTube where they have those delta wave, relaxation, sleep inducing
Yeah.
that last like
10 hours. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I listen to it for a few minutes and then I shut the electronics off, put them away, and I'm done. But I try to just play my bowl so then you don't have the electronics in the bedroom and
Yeah.
you don't have to have a screen up, what have you. But if you are listening to something like YouTube or a playlist that you've created for yourself with maybe binaural beats,
Yeah.
that I always recommend AirPods or over the ear headphones. So then you're feeling as well as hearing the vibrations.
Yeah.
So you're still going to get good effects from it if you're playing it in a room, but it's very different than when you close out all the external noise.
Gotcha.
And have you ever listened to binaural
Yes.
beats?
Yeah.
I love them.
I like sample everything that I come across. I'm like, I mean, let's see if it works.
Yeah. So
that
makes your brain work too, because you have one frequency in one ear, one in the other, and then your brain is creating a third.
see, that's what I didn't know what it was. Like, I had no idea what the binaural beats was. I was just like, it says it's supposed to help me study better, so let's do it.
Yeah. So it kind of just hones everything and quiets out all the noise because your brain's focusing on that, but you don't realize it's doing that in the background.
Right.
And then the color of noise. I'm sure you've seen like the white noise and brown noise and green. So some are going to be very abrasive to the listener and others are going to be very calming, and they're different for each person. It's a really personal journey. Like nails on a chalkboard don't bother me, but someone chewing chips with their mouth open is like nails on a chalkboard to me. Like, close your mouth.
On the chips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's interesting. All right. And so, like, how can people enhance their sound healing effects? Like, is there, like, any way for them to level up their sound healing journey with, like, I like to add essential oils to everything. Like, are there certain oils that go well with it? Or are there, like, certain meditations or things like that that, pair really well with it? And, like, movements like yoga or things like that.
That's a really great question. So the first thing that comes to mind, as with anything that's good for you, is consistency and routine. Okay. So whether that's 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever you decide for yourself, your body's going to get used to it. Your brain's going to get used to it. And then going back to personal preference, I usually bring some essential oil rollers with me when I do in-person sound baths. I have oracle cards. I invite people to bring their crystals because music is and sound are clearing, so they can kind of not desensitize, but it's like when you put your crystals out for the new and full moon, or you use sage
from them, like remove the negative, recharge them.
Right. So bring them back to a state of neutral. Yeah. And some people like to wear them as well, like whether it's a Reiki session or a sound healing session, and then they get charged with their energy around it. So it's very personal.
Yeah.
And some feel it amplifies it as well. They connect with the sound. After movement has been fun. I've done a few sound baths at the end of like a gentle yoga flow when they're in Savasana. The yoga teacher will continue on and offer the meditation while I play. I walk around with wind chimes and play the bowls.
Oh, cool. That's really, really neat. Okay. So, would you be willing to like do a sample sound bath for us?
Yeah. So I will say, if you're watching this, please don't be driving. What was that?
I said if there was any other information that you like wanted to share about it, those were like all of the questions that I had.
No, I mean, I think you hit on all the things. Like, you don't need water, you don't need a bathtub, you just need comfortable clothes, need relaxed space, drink lots of water. I know it sounds strange, it's energy work, you don't feel like you did a lot, like a workout and sweat, but internally you've had some shifts, so you're going to be really thirsty. Yeah. I like to encourage folks, bring a journal and pen and paper, or like pull out your phone and do the notes app, like whatever you would like to remember as far as like thoughts and feelings that come up. And as we go into this, please don't be driving or operating any heavy machinery. It could relax you. I don't want anyone getting an accident. So we'll start with one of my chimes, and I grabbed the earth element today. I know this new moon was a bit unsettling, so wanted to give us a chance to ground. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, allow the shoulders to fall. Deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, release any tension in your back. Once more, inhale through the nose. A nice audible sigh. And if you have a chance, put your feet on the ground. Picture nice strong roots reaching out through the earth, where you draw strength and power. And you are the creator of your own reality. And as thoughts come up, just let them float on by as if they were leaves on a river. They don't need your attention right now. Continue breathing, nice and slow and deep. I'm going to bring out one of my crystal bowls. And I selected the frequency of 528. It's the miracle frequency. So you can use this for any part of your body at any time. So allowing you to get used to the sound. Allowing the waves to wash over you. Taking one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, release that which no longer serves you. Take your time as you slowly come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and gently, when you're ready, flutter those eyelids open.
That was
Hi.
great.
You don't need a whole hour, although it's amazing.
No, I like just that little tiny bit. Like I started like the like little color flashes that you see when your eyes are closed.
Yes.
Like being like more vibrant, like with the I don't know. I guess waves, right?
Yes.
That's really
yeah. When I play a full sound bath, people see whole landscapes and visions. Some people don't see, they hear, or they receive messages from their higher self, inner children, clarity. Like if they came with a burning question, I always ask folks to set their intention as well, whether they can share it or keep it to themselves. But that way going in, you're already kind of programming your mind and body. Here's my goal for this session.
Okay.
That way it has a focus and you're more successful at the end to achieve it.
Cool. That was fantastic. So, I want more for sure. So I'm sure anybody watching this would be interested in learning like how they can work with you, and different ways that they can like experience more of the sound healing, or if they're interested in Reiki. That's I get asked that all the time, like, do you offer Reiki? And I'm not in, like, I do massage and more like not manipulative, but like muscle manipulation.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that to the people that are, professionals and that they're specialized in that. So if they do want Reiki or sound healing, what can they do to either find you, connect with you, or like what offerings do you have?
Yeah, no, great question. So I'm at Kiki Tyler on Instagram and Facebook. I do have a link in my bio, and I shared a few links with you. So 2 things I created new, though. I'm doing a summer special. So a pack of 3 sound sessions, Reiki sessions, or you can do a combination, half and half. A lot of people do that. So that's going on through the end of August. And I just put together a chakra power offer. So each one of the bowls that I have is aligned to each one of the chakras. So I created a sound bowl for each one with affirmations and positive messages. So if you're feeling one is out of alignment, you can go to that specific chakra and it can help get you in alignment and get your energy flowing.
Cool. So is that like they would just go to the website and like get that? It's like
Yeah.
already, or is it like a live thing that they have to be
Nope, it's on
yeah.
demand. So it's yours, you own it, lifetime access. And I also included a chakra power alignment guided meditation. So this meditation is one I use for my Reiki certification. So you either get it in this special chakra power bundle or take one of my Reiki trainings. But it is magical and transformative, and I've had a lot of good feedback from folks. So I wanted to make it available to more people, not just those that take my certification. So I put this together. Like I said, it's on demand. The link's in my bio. If you want to work with me or even chat about how we could work together or what's involved and have a one-on-one, there's a link for a free energy call. It's 30 minutes. It's not a sales pitch. It's to see energetically, are we aligned? Can I help you? What do you need help with? And if not, who can I refer you to get you that help?
That's so cool.
And the doors just opened today on my new spiritual marketing membership, where I have already created content and prompts and a lot of fun trainings. So I will be dropping new content every month to take a lot of the heavy lifting out. So you can go in, personalize it, change the colors, post, schedule, and move on and work with more clients instead of spend hours on social media.
Yeah. Love that. I feel like so many people are very like intimidated by it, or they're just not getting the results. So having stuff like that is fantastic.
Yes. So doors open today, and links in my bio for that. So.
Okay, cool. So yeah, have the links in your bio. I'm gonna attach them to this video whenever I figure out how to do that. So I'll get it straightened out, and then yeah. So do you have like any like remarks that you want to make before we head out?
Well, that's always a good question. It doesn't take a lot of time to take care of you. And I say that with all the love in my heart. Like, we're so hard on ourselves and we rush. And I feel like as women in particular, we pour so much of ourselves into others, whether it's work, husband, kids, significant others, family members. Taking that 5 to 10 minutes in the morning to refill your cup and make sure you're at optimum will make all the difference in the world for how you show up for others.
Oh God.
So,
that's so true. And not a lot to take that little bit of time to do that quick for yourself.
yeah, a couple minutes, right?
Absolutely.
You're worth it. You're totally worth it.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been fantastic. I'm looking forward to like everything.
Thank you for having me. This was super fun. Loved all the questions. Keep me on my toes. So thank you all for watching.
All right. I will see you later.
Thanks, Crystal. Bye-bye.
Bye.